Hey Ari, hey Phil, hey Max. Man, congratulations on grad spec, guys. This one is unbelievable. I mean, these are the three people that I've been in the group with for basically the longest time out of anybody. And these are just three incredible friends. I'm so proud of what you guys did. You did it. And you know, since I've been around this year, it's kind of like my grad spec too. And I just think that we shouldn't forget that, you know, and we should find ways to celebrate me.
Hey, happy grad spec. I am so lucky to have met you guys in my time at UVA. The Whethermen is truly a really special organization, and the fact that so many people have come together over the years to make people laugh is just such a unique experience. And I thank you both for being a part of it and for being, you know, the funniest people I've ever gotten to know. I love the Whethermen. So just wanted to say thank you guys, and also wish you guys so much luck post-graduation. College is truly just the beginning, and I hope you all both know that your futures are bright as fuck.
Hey Philip, happy grad spec.
Philip, dog.
Philip, dude.
Philly.
Philly Skeen.
Hi, Philip.
Happy grad spec, Philip.
Philip Skeen, aka Philly Skeenus, Philly Skeenus, Philly Skeen Steak, Skilly Penis, and Spleenus.
It's really difficult to believe that you're graduating, mostly because it means I'm now really old, because this is my last grad spec, but also because like how much you feel like the Whethermen to me, like personified as a group, and you were just there for, I guess, a relatively short time while I was there, so props to you.
You were there my final year, and I just remember you being like so funny and so quick-witted and so fast and doing like incredible voices and impressions and stage presence. I'll never forget like thrift shopping with you, impeccable taste and style. Lots of great Ralph Lauren was found.
You know, the first day you joined the group, you were all in, and I loved that. I felt like you brought a really fun, new, kind of zany energy to the group, and we never really knew what you were going to say in scenes, which, you know, comes with pros and cons.
To see you grow over these past 4 years as an improviser and a person has been a real treat for me and a privilege that I've been very lucky to have. Congrats on graduating. We all knew, or at least we all hoped that you would. I was trying to figure out what story that I could tell about you that would be equal parts embarrassing and heartfelt. I thought about a road trip story from when we drove with Jack back to my parents' house only a few weeks after we had met. I thought about role stories, about everything that's happened since. As I was looking for inspiration, I opened up my file cabinet full of all of my dirt on you, and I pulled out a birthday card that you actually made for me a couple of years ago. Look at how sweet that is, everyone. Look at that little portrait he made of me. Isn't he such a great artist?
This one's insane. This is crazy. We've come so far. It's Philip here, man. We've come so far since fall 2021. And there's nobody else I would have rather have done this journey with, dude. You've meant so much to this group. You've done so much for this group. And we've had so many great times together the past 4 years, man. I think about like beach weeks with Philip and Speeds are just epic, man. The drives to beach weeks, stealing the How Weatherman sign. Now here's a guy who loves the song I Lost Your Fucking Weed. If you haven't heard of it, look it up. I Lost My Fucking Weed, a banger.
Another story I have is when you and I were driving to the beach, and it was just you and me. And for some reason, you got really sick really suddenly. We pulled over, you vomited like twice. Then you got back in the car, and all I could think was, oh God, this is going to be a long 7 hours because Philip is like messed up. And then 20 minutes later, you're like, let's go to Cookout. And we went to Cookout and ate a lot of food, and you were completely fine. Like, what happened?
Philip, I remember when you first got into the group because you left me with several incredible memories. You absolutely eating shit on an electric scooter in the middle of a rainstorm. You taking too much Mucinex and wondering if you're going to die. And you taking a road trip with Patrick and I, having been in the group for 2 weeks, coming to Louisville with us on a 7-hour car trip. Right away, it was apparent that you were a special dude. I mean, who takes a road trip with 2 strangers 2 weeks after meeting them, and then sleeps in one of their childhood bedrooms? That is crazy. And you know what? When we first met, you were a crazy ass dude in all the best ways, in my opinion. I mean, you were out there. You were willing to put yourself out there all the time. You were super energetic, and you just brought a lot of energy and life wherever you went. And I think the group really needed that, and we were really, really grateful to have it.
Holy shit, the Skeenness is graduating. I cannot believe what an incredible weatherman and improviser and functional adult person you've become since I first met you as the kid with a hairbrush and a ruler and Advil in his backpack. And the week we first met you when you almost overdosed on acetaminophen and had to call poison control. You have blossomed into such a key member of the Weathermen, and I'm so grateful for the time that we had overlapping there.
I think you've always been, and every member of the Weathermen has their strengths, and what makes them funny, you know, is really unique and different, and it varies a lot person to person. But like, I think what the rawest, funniest Weatherman, and I say this to like not shit on anyone in there or myself or any alums who are there, but like, you've always just like had it when it comes to like just the raw, I guess, off the wall bits is what I'm really thinking of. Like, you're such a bit heavy guy, and you very naturally, I think, understand what's funny, and you play to your audience, which is like us and the crowd at UVA, really, really well.
And you just like always made the room a brighter and more like dynamic space, as well as the stage. I think you really excelled at that.
I've had some great memories at UVA with you. I think one of my favorites, I know it didn't end well, was the date function on Christmas. I remember screaming, "I don't want a lot for Christmas" with you in Fidel's satellite house, I think. It was such a good memory. I didn't often go to those things in college, and I was appreciative that you invited me and thought of me, and I had such a good time with you. I really loved all the beach walks that we went on, and I always love when we randomly get to catch up over text. Please keep in touch.
I've always loved doing improv with you. Like, your personality just shines through every single one of your characters. And although they are all so, like, expressive, like, fun and developed, they're all just, like, Philip at the same time. And I love doing improv with Philip. Like, during my grad spec, when you came on as Jesus during our Sapphic Nun Sing It, I was just like, I could not be any less surprised and also any more excited. Like, it was just so Philip, and Philip is so freaking funny, and he just gets it, you know? He just like happens to enter a scene and makes the funniest choice imaginable, which is the most Philip choice, but not necessarily the smart choice, but the most fun choice, you know?
My family still talks about your first performance at the Parents Weekend show, where you were, I think it was Sir Charles, and it was just knockout. And it was apparent right from then that you not only had the real life chops, but the improv chops as well.
Philip, though, we just had incredible times over the years. We'll get lunch, and you and I will be talking for like 2-3 hours, but we could have talked for 20 or 30 hours. It's never hard to interact with you, man, and you and I get along so great. I always have so much to tell you, and you have so much to tell me. It's rare that I find someone I can like sit down and just be cracking up with for the longest time. And I think that's because you're such a strong comedian, man. Dude, Philip, you're such a great improviser. Philip is the king of three things, man. Philip has fantastic timing. Philip adds incredible details that I would never think of, just random details. That's why he would always be in a new choice to lead off the shows or more anything, and he would just come out with a banger scene every time because he's so quick with it. And then he's the king of heightening, man. I've seen so many incredible Philip moments on stage. Of course, there's the Bring Me Your Finest Pint of Ale. People are going to talk about that. I think of there's a scene last year where you set up a character, Mr. America, and it was hilarious. Dude, we've had so many incredible moments and sing-its, the king of which was Philip coming out as Jesus Christ, just oh, and then his line is, I'm about to go all Old Testament. It's just incredible, man.
You, me, Anna, and somebody else, I think we're driving down to Beach Week, and you would just you were on the phone, I think, and you got off the phone, and someone was like, maybe it was Anna, was like, what were you talking about? And it was like, oh, talking about pulling the trigger on button plants or something. And this isn't super funny while I say it out loud, but this is why I was saying, I think you're one of the naturaliest, funniest, bittiest Weathermen. It just came out so off the cuff and so believably. I don't know if you consider yourself an actor, but the way you commit to the bit, the way you, commit to your humor, it really makes you seem like an actor. I trust what you say even when it's absurd.
When I think about you, Philip, you're one of the most quotable and enjoyable conversationalists, improvisers, jokesters that I've ever known. And, not only have you gotten off classic lines like Jesus is beat or Uptoke me to Karma Heaven, you're also just a dynamic improviser and friend to be with. And I'm forever grateful for the way that you commit to a role when you're improvising, and will always remember my favorite Weatherman show ever, probably, where you absolutely owned being Charles III in that Family Weekend show. I think it's just such an example of the range of characters you can play and the way that you commit to them all. I also always remember and am so grateful for the way that you would join me in Hotspot as we completely took over and sang Steal My Girl at the top of our lungs over and over and over and over again, because nobody gets that song like you do.
And it's been incredible to watch you grow from this crazy ass kid into this slightly less crazy ass man. You've become an absolute leader in the group. I've seen you, really, really grow and learn how to lead and teach. And you've become a glue guy for the group at different points, just kind of helping hold it all together in scenes, out of scenes. And it's been really, really incredible to see.
Also, Philip, you're such a sweet, thoughtful guy. I know you like to be funny, but some of the conversations I've had with you have been really meaningful in terms of, how I think about myself and how I think about my place in college and in this group. And I know in my deepest of hearts, despite how funny you are, that you're actually a really sensitive, thoughtful, nice guy. And it was a pleasure to have been your friend at UVA and to still be your friend now. Don't be a stranger. Reach out next time you're here.
Everything that exits your mouth is gold and iconic. There's a reason that you are number one on the Weather Quotes throne, and it's for such memorable lines as Andrew Tate Top G Chicken Shawarma. That's just because when you're around Philip, shit will happen, and it will most likely be hilarious to look back on. It's because you are just so fun and can make things happen, and I cannot say that for many people. Just existing around you will cause a chain of reaction of events to occur. Some guy, I think on spring break, got his phone and wallet stolen the first night. That was crazy. And just vandalizing the Hullabaloo's Beach Week house and Myrtle. There's just so many memories with you. I can't even go through all of them because
you've always had this really incredible sense of humor that's self-deprecating, but at the same time self-assured. And I think you tell that line really well, and it makes for some really good comedy.
So I wanted to read something that you actually wrote to me, because I think it applies. I look back at our time together this year and see one thing: a consistent and genuine friend who I've always been able to rely on and trust. You are one of the kindest, most genuine, wise, hilarious, and loyal friends I've ever had. And I love you, man.
So congratulations, Philip. I know, the economy in the world sucks. I don't know what your job situation is, but like, I know you're moving on to spectacular things. I hope you're still moving up to New York City and get the chance to pursue your dreams, whatever that is. I just wish all the best for you, man. Happy grad spec.
But more than that, as I was a fourth year, you were a first year, it was really great to kind of watch you grow and mature during your time in the group and during your time at UVA. I can't believe it's finally time for you to graduate, and I am so excited to see all of the change that you'll make in the world. I think you bring a really great, fun, fresh perspective, and more than that, a real commitment to being involved, to contributing, and being a part of something greater. So I'm excited to see what you accomplish, and congrats on graduation.
So in sum, Philip, keep singing Are You Mine? Keep on chugging along. I love you. You're a very good friend to me, and you're a great friend of the Whethermen, and best of luck in New York or somewhere else. I don't know where you're going.
Just the way that you commit and the way that you've committed to leading and being yourself. I'm wildly proud of you. I hope you have an amazing fucking show tonight. Happy grad spec. Mwah.
But it's an honor to call you a friend. I'm really blessed to have you in my life, and I'm super proud of you for kicking college improv's ass for 4 years. So congratulations, Philip. I can't wait to see what you do next, because I know it's going to be tremendous. And congratulations.
I know that you're going to continue to light up any room that you're in, and I can't wait to see it.
But more than anything, Philip, man, you're one of my best friends. I love you so much. This is one of the most loyal people you'll ever meet. I know Philip's always got my back. He's such a genuine person, and you're just going to do great things in the world. I'm so proud of you, man. Congrats.
Philip, you are a doer, a creator, and such a great friend. I can't wait to see what you do next. Happy grad spec.
Ariana!
Hi, Ariana.
Ariana, congratulations.
Ari, happy grad spec.
Ariana Jobst.
Ariana.
Happy grad spec, Ariana. Or is it Ariana?
This is unbelievable. I'm so proud of you, Ari. I'm so happy for you. I mean, guys, listen, everyone agree that Ariana's like just the pillar that this group stands on. She's like Miss Whethermen. She knows how much she means to the group. There's been so many times where Ariana, just her positive energy, both in practice and socially, has really brought this group closer together. And truly, I cannot imagine the Whethermen without Ariana.
You have one of the biggest hearts ever. I remember even getting to know you as a first year. I was like, wow, she puts people at peace, and it just makes people feel better to be around you. You are a joy, and also incredibly intelligent. Your humor is thoughtful and kind and very funny, obviously, but it's also strategic in a way that I think is unique.
God, why are you so cool? I feel like the average cool level of the group spiked when we took you. You were like this, I don't know if mature is the right word, but you came in, you had taken a gap year after high school. I don't know. Josh and Alexa, they were flaky, they were bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, didn't know what they were getting into. And I don't know, you just brought this energy whenever you came to rehearsals that I don't know if we, or at least I had never seen from one of the noobs.
Man, I cannot believe that I'm making this video, because Ari, you were the final hill that I was prepared to die on. I remember coming out of your callback, and not that I remember any of the specific details of your callback, of course, because I'm extremely old and decrepit, but I remember coming out of your callback and getting in the car with Zach and being like, oh my God, we absolutely have to take her. And luckily I did not have to die on that hill because many other people agreed. But damn, I am glad that I was willing to, because that was the right hill to prepare to die on.
You are a beam of sunshine and sunlight and joy in a cold, bleak, dark, cruel world. The personification of cool aunt energy and one of the realest, most genuine people I know. And that's why you're so funny, I think. And it's because your humor is so personable. Like, people get you. You make it so easy to understand you. And, you know, for that reason, I'm so glad we're friends. I feel like I can just talk to you about anything, anytime. And you're here for it. Like, you're here for everything. You want to dip your slimy New Jersey fingers in every aspect of life. You know, like, why did you join the women's hockey team at UVA despite having, like, never played before? Like, that is just, like, so fun, so Ariana, you know, and so cool.
I cannot believe you've made it here after, you know, international travel and some turns in leadership and all of the above. I'm so proud of you. Happy grad spec. I hope you have the best freaking show tonight. When I reflect on my time with Ari, I feel so glad to have known you, not just as a weatherman and an improviser, but as a friend, because the energy that you bring to a scene, you also bring to lunch or dinner or a story as you walk along the corner. And I feel so lucky to have gotten to spend all the time with you and in that kind of an energy space as I did.
Happy graduation. Where do I even start? I'm so glad you joined this group, and as soon as you got in, I could tell that you were someone who I was really going to enjoy. You were very excited to be a part of things, and the more that you were in this group, the more you took ownership and initiative to make it a place that everyone loved. And I really appreciate seeing that in someone, especially when the class you came in with was not that way. And you were unbelievably talented. I remember your role night, which was like the latest I had ever stayed up in my entire life. I had a laugh with everyone talking about your auditions, because there was this one scene where you were like basically playing Operation with Patrick. Very funny. I still remember it. You guys were misplacing organs and whatnot, but not in a blue way. It was funny.
You know, I really feel bad about maybe messing up your name twice for two different groups. I know you swear you can't hear it, but just apologies if I really did. But happy grad spec. I just had to say that to you. Loved having you in the Whethermen. Loved having you as a friend for life. I'm really excited to see what you're doing next, where you're going. I'm sure we'll talk about that over the next day this evening. But just really thrilled. Wanted to say I'm super glad you got into the Whethermen. You know, the Survivor legacy is very important to continue. There has to be one person from Survivor in the Whethermen at all times. Max 2, probably. So seems like we're continuing that legacy, and do your best to further it. It's really nice to have the connection between those two groups, and I'm proud to say you kept it going.
I think the way that you joined the group is really a testament to your role in the group, which is you are such a uniter. You're a unifier. I feel like you have brought such great energy to the group, and it's really reflected in the work that you do in improv and scenes. I think you're such a large contributor, and I honestly can't picture the group without you in it. Like I said, it feels like you've been in the group for like a long, long time. So kind of the idea of it extending past you, it's not really computing for me right now.
Ari, you've become such a good improviser, such a strong improviser. I remember in auditions you had this scene with Patrick where you kind of had like, you were in the hospital, you had the time jumps back and forth, and it was just a very intelligent game, and I remember being so impressed by you. And I remember Jack Weiler literally said during the lip something along the lines of, I think the direct quote was we need her because she's going to be an injection of game into the group. And I really think that's what you were. And it showed because Ariana got more people into the group during auditions than anybody else. And that's because, Ari, you really know how to like play off of people in scenes. You know how to take charge. You know how to support people. You know how to set up jokes. You know how to find which direction the scene needs to go. And you've become so strong. But as much as we make fun of Ariana for like the, hey, I'm an avocado, all that stuff, as much as we make fun of that has killed in shows over the years. It's killed. And you've had so many strong moments, Ari. I think about the fish scene with Matthew Bach, incredible.
In improv, you tied everything together, you know, like you just go insane with dictating a scene and you have such authority. Like, I know who's pulling the strings here, you know, and it always ends up with like some game developing and something funny happening. And that's why, like, I don't throw this around, but you are the game wizard. Like, you're always going to be known as that. You are just so full of humor and energy. Like, I just know if you say, and then like 1 second later, something funny is about to happen. Something hilarious is about to be said. You are just such a great person to like hang out and joke around with, you know, tying every like social setting that we're in the same way that you do with improv, you know?
I don't know if you remember, but we actually did your callback scenes together in a hospital. And I remember doing one of the scenes where we were doing surgery, and you just jumped in and were like rummaging around in our patient's body cavity with, I don't know, I guess I would just say like this confidence that I hadn't seen from anyone that I had done callback scenes with. You were ultimately one of my proudest achievements at in the Whethermen, in that you were the only person that I did scenes with that got into the group in callbacks. And I'll always cherish that.
Your improv, the reason you got in the group was because like you're just really good at getting game. Reminded me a lot of myself. Like, I think both of us, I think we're like pretty similar when I think about it and reflect on it in the moment. Like, I don't want to say you're dry because I sometimes hate it when people call me dry, but like I think we both talk somewhat in like a monotone. You know, people are pretty used to our cadence, how we speak, but like both of us, you know, and especially you, will like get into a scene and like spit out something like brilliant, like really observational, just like, I don't know, like a pun out of nowhere or something like that. And it's just really good to see people who are thinking about comedy. I know the group likes to oscillate between sort of different sides of the world, and like I think we're in a really bitty stage right now, like one-liner, zinger, loud, and I think you kind of echo with like me in my true heart of what improv is. You know, it's like very game focused, a little bit slower, not so focused on the zing, but like the world building and, you know, building connections and really getting a scene going. So shout out to you for keeping that going.
I'm so glad you joined the Weathermen also and didn't quit, because you're one of my best friends. And I really couldn't imagine my college experience without you in it. I know that you have such an infectious personality and attract so many people, and I'm really glad that I was one of the people that was attracted to you and decided to spend time with you, because they're some of my best college memories is spending time with Ariana. I will always enjoy the memories of coming up to see you and going to New York and ranting to you drunkenly on the bus about how much I loved you, and accidentally backing into your trash can and knocking over all those cans. Because it was so much fun, and I couldn't have done it with anybody else but you. It was like a judgment-free, amazing zone.
You are, I remember when you first got into the group, you were always super willing to hang out with us, which we really appreciated, because we had a bunch of time on our hands because we were fourth years, and fourth year doesn't mean anything. But besides just being a great friend, you jumped out right away as a comedic talent. I mean, you had from the get-go, a really advanced grasp of game. And you also have this incredible comedic timing. I think you are always on time with your jokes, and you have a really great sense of sarcasm. And you also added a great emotional depth to that. I mean, your improv really has layers, and you have done a tremendous job cultivating it. And it's been incredible to see you grow in the group, and as an improviser. Luckily, I've been lucky enough to be around, and watch you develop as an improviser and hear the stories about you growing as a leader and helping guide the group and just being a great veteran presence for them. And it's been incredible to see your other comedic pursuits as well. Your stand-up is killer, and you're just a hilarious person.
You know, from like the very first day that you auditioned, we all thought, and somebody else has probably said this, but we all were like, that girl gets game. You knew how to heighten a scene. You knew how to picture what would come next and how an audience would find something funny structurally. And that is like such a rare talent to find right off the bat. And it's been so cool to watch how you found that and sort of took it and ran with it. It was an honor to get to improvise with you. I always loved getting to girl prov, having you as one of the Weather girls while I was in the group. Freaking rocked, and I know that there's many other people who would say that.
You were such a great vice president. You were so much better than me in like every single way, and that's why I think you are cut out for leadership somehow, because you are direct and like authoritative, but you can tell it's coming from a place of like endless warmth and kindness, and no one can ever doubt that for a second, because you're just such a great friend. You're so confident, and you're a great improviser. And I feel like I can learn so much from you.
But dude, Ari, you're a better friend than anything else. You just mean the most to me. We've had so many great times at Bangs and Beach Week, and before shows and after shows. Just incredible times hanging out. I'm so proud of you, everything you've accomplished. I think you're so resilient, so joyous, so kind. People are really just drawn to you. I remember all your birthday parties just being freaking awesome, and noticing how many people showed up to support you, because I just think people are so drawn to you. And you're going to do such awesome things with your writing or comedy or whatever you choose to do. And so congratulations. Ari, I love you so much. Congratulations. You did it. Let's go.
Really appreciate all you've done to sort of teach people, and just generally like appreciate your dedication to the Weathermen. I know you're an insanely busy person. Every time I felt like I talked to you or got to talk to you through Anna, you were always doing something else. You were joining the ice hockey team. You were continuing with Survivor. You were like doing stand-up comedy, I think. Like, you just had so many things going on at once, and I admire you for getting through it. It was been, a long and hard 4 years for you all at UVA, for really everybody in the world in general. So just congrats, big ups. Looking forward to seeing you tonight. Want to give you a big hug. Thank you so much for being a part of the Weathermen. We all loved having you.
So in sum, Ariana, I miss you. I love you. And I am excited for this next chapter in your life, because you have an unbelievable amount of ambition and drive and creativity. And you are exactly what this world needs right now. I'm not joking. So I am very excited to see you flourish and succeed in this next chapter of your life. I know fourth year is hard and scary, but I'm not worried about you at all, because you've got the whole package.
Happy grad spec. I'm gonna miss you. Please don't be a stranger.
And yeah, I am so lucky to have met both of you. Thank you.
You've shown a lot of resilience in joining the group during a crazy time, and I'm just proud of you, and I'm proud of all that you've accomplished. Congrats on graduating.
So yeah, I'm super proud of you. It's been incredible to watch you grow, and I can't believe you're graduating. So congratulations, Ariana. I know whatever you do next is going to be hilarious, so I'm looking forward to it.
So congrats, Ariana, on graduating, and happy grad spec.
And I can't wait to see what you do next in improv and beyond. And I'm, again, just so lucky to have known you and called you a fellow Weatherman and friend. And I love you, and I hope you have an amazing show. Happy grad spec. Mwah.
Max!
Oh, Max.
Hey, Max.
Maximilian, Mr. Max.
Max.
Hi, Max. Happy grad spec.
Max.
Oh, Max, man, I don't even want to do this one. This is so sad.
Yo, is that Max Tavatli? Is that Max Tavatli? Yo, bring it in, dude. Oh my god. Dude, you're a legend, dude. Max, when we first met, I'm sure you remember, that was what we did. That was what you did to me. And every time we have seen each other since then, that is what we have done. That's because your picture, when Merriam-Webster finally accepts my amazing idea to build an improv dictionary, your picture is going to be in the dictionary, the improv dictionary, next to committing to the bit. You are top one, I would say, people I have ever met in their willingness to commit to the bit. You are a hilarious dude. You are willing to put your body, your mind, your soul on the line for the joke. And I really, really appreciate and respect that about you.
Oh my gosh. Mega congrats to you and to everybody. I am so wickedly glad to have overlapped with you in the Weathermen and cannot freaking believe that it is finally your grad spec time. It feels like it was yesterday that we were first picking you up for a role, and I'm so proud of the improviser you've become and the person you've become, and I miss getting to hang out with you, and I miss every, bone-crushing hug to the point where I thought I wasn't going to be able to breathe to see you do any more improv. I miss all of that, and I miss being with you.
Now here's a guy that I just can't figure out if he likes me or not. He just never compliments me or says anything nice. I have no idea what to think. I'm kidding. Max, you're the best, man. You're just so awesome. Congratulations. I freaking love you, dude. You're just the funniest. This is the funniest guy I've ever met. Truly. Going back to, auditions. In the bonus scene, when Max came out as the algae eater, it was like, truly, it was like a star was born. And Max is become kind of my comedy inspiration ever since then, man.
This is so sad. You see, I think of Max more as like an entity of chaos rather than a real human person. And I have never seen anyone come close to him at all. Max, you injected the Weathermen with some sort of energy that it did not know it needed. Characters are so cleverly created, which results in some of the craziest scenes I've ever seen, and yet somehow meticulously planned to be as funny as possible at the same time. I've never seen anyone go on stage with less shame and more energy, and I aspire to be more like that, like every single day of my life.
Hi. You have a very firm handshake, and every physical movement you do is filled with a lot of power and force. I know you've been told many times, but this needs to be recorded and documented because it's crazy. Beyond that, you're a very funny guy. What can I say? You're full of life and zest. You make everyone laugh all the time because you're just walking around being funny Max guy. Whether it's your t-shirts or your quips or your firm handshake that is somehow also funny, you bring a life into any room, and especially to this group, which we all love, obviously. You bring the wacky into improv, which I think our group was lacking when you came in, so it was wonderful to have the weird guy back that could play strong characters and just steal the show. So it was absolutely lovely to have you on the Weathermen from start to finish.
So I never had the pleasure of overlapping with you during my time in the group, and I have never had the chance to do improv with you, so I cannot speak to your abilities whatsoever. But I will say that I think right around the time that you joined the group, you were a semester in, I was on a hiking trip with my family in Arizona. I was flying in from DC, they were flying in from Atlanta, all their flights got canceled, and I found myself in Arizona. I had remembered hearing that someone had just joined the group who was from Arizona. I got your number, I sent you a text, and next thing I knew, you were picking me up from my hotel room and showing me around the city. So I can't thank you enough for the hospitality that you showed me when I was far from home, and I think it really speaks to the bond of the Weathermen and is a testament to the group as a whole, and how we're really always there for each other, even in the most random circumstances. So
It's been incredible to watch you grow throughout the years as an improviser. But one thing has been apparent all the way through, and it's that you are willing to go out there. You absolutely dominate the stage in the best of ways. You are hilarious. You're willing to make yourself, look like a fool or look like a god for the joke every time. And it's just really incredible.
When I think about Max, I think of high energy, bringing everything to a character, committing to an accent 120%, committing to a joke 120%, just being so truly yourself and so a part of and plugged into the scene and to the group. And, it was always a hoot and a gift to get to improvise with you.
Max, the things that he comes up with, both in improv scenes and like in stand-up and other things, you are the only person that could come up with those things. And that's why, man, you have to pursue comedy. You'll make it, man. But dude, other than that, Max, you just are such a bringer of joy to people. You light up every room. You make people feel uplifted. I talk about this. I have character crushes in my life, right? Which are people that, like, something about them, either the way that they handle themselves or carry themselves or interact with others, I like really admire. It's like a character crush. And I just truly admire the way that you connect with people, how curious you are about other people, and just truly how much positivity you bring. Man, some great memories with Max over the years, dude, and some great scenes. When Max is up there, dude, the crowd has no idea what to expect, but they know it's going to be a banger. I remember when you first got it, dude, Salamander Wars, unbelievable. There was a true story at a family weekend where Max was a old lady professor and like was walking with the crane like, one for you.
Your untamed sense of humor, people forget how driven and smart you are. And that's why if like anyone can make it in this cruel, dark world, it's going to be you. I loved improvising with you so much. Although our scenes could get out of hand so quickly, I miss monumenting with you and just feeling like your palpable joy in the air. I miss just like crashing out with you about the most random stuff, and like under all that glam and glitter of like Max as a person, you'll find a truly caring and nice friend and thoughtful guy. One of those people that you could just like talk to and find the absurdity and humor in like regular daily events. Max can make any situation a hilarious one effortlessly. And also will just like display so much interest in you and your life, and it just makes him such a great person. On the off chance you catch him in a social setting, like please, I beg you, take full advantage of it. He'll just inject your life with whimsy.
My favorite Max memory was probably when you sang a song at karaoke. I don't know what it was because I was too busy watching you roll around shirtless on the floor. Bringing the house down, which is very typical Max fashion. It was crazy, and I have a million photos from it. You stole the show. Fucking hilarious, awesome, ballsy. What's not to love? It was hilarious.
I'm sad that we never got to do improv together. Our times never overlapped. So I don't really have many improv stories to share. But I will say something that's so unique about you is after every show, even though you didn't really know me, you like come up and you always give me a giant hug. You always do that with all the alumni. It's just, I don't know, you just have this warm, inviting energy that just loves to bring people together. And I really appreciate that about you. So happy grad spec, Max.
You were like an extraordinarily kind person from what I gather. Like every time I see you, it feels like we must be best friends. To give me the most crazy, intense hug, it feels like I'm dying. But I really admire sort of the way you gravitate to people, the way you get to know people and engage with them, even if like you literally don't really know them much at all. Because we've met like, I don't know, probably 7 times if you think about it, which I guess isn't nothing, but it's not like squeeze a man to death. So I really genuinely admire the fact that you make such an effort to bond with the alums. I think you really care how we're all doing. And I do want to also speak to your comedy, because it'd be a shame not to. Like, you are ridiculously funny. Like, the second you got on stage, the first show I went to see with you in it, like, it was so clear why you were in the group. You added so much energy to the scene. Like, for a while, the Whethermen had been going down a lower energy path, and then bam, you walk on the stage doing whatever needs to get done to get the room up, to get everybody engaged. You were a crowd favorite the second you walked on, and I really enjoyed watching you perform. So really glad to be with you tonight, Max. So excited to see you join the circle of alums and to see what you do next. Happy grad spec.
You know, Max, keep on committing to the bit wherever you go in life. You're a really, truly special comedian. And, I know whatever you do next, you're going to continue to make people laugh. So congratulations, Max. And, best of luck in the next.
I can't believe it's time for you to graduate already, but I really hope that you kind of take that spirit with you. Kind of being willing to just jump in, lend a hand in the future. And I think that's a really great trait that I'm sure benefited you during your time in the group and will benefit you going forward. And I hope we continue to keep this Whethermen community strong and welcome you into a great group of alums.
It was awesome to have you as a friend. I'm sad that you went to that stupid poo-poo school, Arizona or whatever, and didn't just go straight to UVA, because we would have loved to have had you from the start. But I'm glad that you found your way home and were able to make such a splash, not just in the improv community, but elsewhere. I'm wearing the UPC sweatshirt you gave me, actually accidentally, but I like it a lot. So that just goes to show you your impact makes waves. So in sum, Max, I am excited for this next chapter of your life. You are so funny. You are so smart. You're crazy. And I really want you to keep in touch and stay friends with me if you don't get too big for your britches.
And although he's like someone who could appear like he's just like goofy 24/7, 365, Max, you are so driven and so motivated in so many aspects, and I admire that so much. I just know I'm so confident that you're going to be great. You're going to do great things, and I'm going to miss not taking anything seriously with you. I wish you the best of luck. Happy grad spec, man.
And I'm so proud of you for making it to grad spec, and I hope you have the best show tonight. I miss you. I'm wildly proud of you. The Whethermen have been glad to have you, and I can't wait to see what you do next. Mwah.
But dude, yeah, Max, congratulations. You did it. You're a stud, man. I'm so proud of you. Let's go.